Hi, Kushi.
Hi, Dee. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for joining us today.
Sorry.
I said thanks for joining us today.
Hi, it's my pleasure. I'll just set up my laptop in 2 minutes, okay?
Sure, sure. Bridget, it's asking for passport, I think, for some.
No, it didn't ask me for a password.
Yeah, it didn't ask me other.
It should not if it's a normal Zoom call.
Bridget, is there a meeting passcode? Garima,
No, Anujala.
Garima, how did you join?
Ma'am, by clicking on link directly.
Can you, is Tanuja with you?
Yeah, in another room. I will help you.
Can you please help her to
Yeah.
log in?
Yeah, sure.
Hello, Vijaya.
Hello, hello. Good to see you.
Same here. You are still in Delhi?
Yeah, I'm still in Delhi.
Vaishali was also like asking me if I could meet you. Maybe the three of us can catch up sometime whenever you have time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now, whenever.
Yeah.
But we should try to meet sometime.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Should have done that during when the weather was still good.
We should have, but it was time. I think we had our exams and you were also packed with the new cohort being
Yeah,
launched.
right.
So yeah.
Tanuja, is it working? Acha, okay, that's good. So Shramana will be joining us a little late. She has something from 6:30 to 7.
Okay.
So she'll be joining at 7. And then we'll have Aparna and Muralika.
Hi Tanuja. Hi Garima.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
I'm good. How are you?
Me also good.
Hi, I am good.
Hi. I think even we don't know each other. But we're from the same cohort.
Really?
I'm not sure. Me actually.
Yes, I think you all were same batch, but and took the
Different
same
groups.
session,
Yeah.
but different mentors. So
Yeah.
That
That's
could
why
be the
I
reason.
think.
Yes.
like this time the program structure is different. Actually, from last time it's a bit different because they have Incubator where they do online recorded lectures. For example, SWOT cap that you did with your mentors. They are listening to recorded videos, and they have workshops on Fridays where they actually do the assignment, matlab, like SWOT or CAP, they'll do the assignment. And so they have the entire Kalpana curriculum like this. And then like whoever, completes the curriculum, then they move on to work with a mentor for a research project or something. So we changed it a bit because like you all were like really dedicated, but we also had students who were not committed, and then mentors are volunteering their time. So they're like, okay, these people are not listening to us. So we
No, like
changed it a
it
bit,
used to
right?
happen. Even like when we were in a group of, I think, 6 initially with Ruchi ma'am, and two of them one dropped out, and one was like extremely unavailable all throughout the session. So Ruchi ma'am used to tag her all the time, ki, where is your assignment, why are not joining, but she didn't used to reply or even engage with her much.
Right.
That
Hi,
happened.
Muralika.
Hi, ma'am.
So Muralika is from Incubator 1.
Okay.
Hi.
So,
Hi.
Hello, Mrinalika. Hi.
Hi.
then I think we are just waiting for. Oh, you're waiting in the lobby. Okay, that's weird. I don't know why. Didn't show me anything. The other thing is, although here it's going to show you, 30 participants, 40 participants, but we have students from Telangana social welfare colleges. They don't have many laptops, so they are joining from one laptop. So they're like projecting on a screen and they're joining from one laptop.
Okay.
I mean, I wanted to say that don't feel that there are only 30 people. There are more than that. And we decided to come up with this because actually Muralika's batch, they gave us feedback that we want to interact with previous fellows. So that's why we are doing this. I think you should talk to each other and tell us like what are you doing, and nice people are joining. Good evening, everyone. Let's give it a few more minutes and then we'll start.
Okay, ma'am.
Hi, Dipti, Gauri. Thank you for switching on your cameras. Okay, let me try to. Garima, I know you wanted to present 2 slides, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone else wants to present slides or just want to talk?
Only talk, ma'am.
Only talk. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. I mean, I didn't ask for slides. She prepared slides, so it's fine. Srijit, can you give Garima access to present? Can I do that actually? Srijit, are you there? Let me call Srijit.
Yes,
then.
yes, yes. Yeah.
Srijit, can you
Yeah,
give
Anshul.
Garima access so that she can present? She has just 2 slides that she wants to present whenever. So just make her a speaker or the presenter. Okay, so the session is actually supposed to be from 6:30 to 7:30. I told the speakers 8 just because sometimes it runs over, so that I just wanted to keep a buffer time for you. Okay. But to all the fellows, you might have a lot of questions, but we are not going to do it up beyond 8. Okay, so if you have questions, these are your alumni, these are your friends, seniors, right? Get connected to them on LinkedIn and ask them questions. Okay, but ask them questions here, but get connected to them on LinkedIn. Right. Aparna. Oh, Aparna is here. Okay.
Yeah. Hello, ma'am.
Sorry, I did not. It was written AP and I did not recognize you.
I was
Extremely sorry
not able to
about
change
that.
the name. I rejoined and changed.
Okay. Let me spotlight the speakers. Oh, I can do spotlight only one person at a time?
No, you can spotlight multiple people.
That's what I thought. I spotlight. I spot- Very color. Muralika, can you switch on your camera? Why isn't it letting me spotlight you? Okay, now I can. Okay. Did I miss anyone? No, right? We just have Shramana, who will be joining. Yes, Kavya? Kavya, you have a question? Please unmute. Kavya? Somebody else also raised their hand. Where did Muralika go? Shavanti, if you have a question, please ask. Please unmute and ask. And those people who are in good network, please switch on your cameras. These are your, colleagues, friends, alumni. No need to be scared about like switching on your cameras with them. See how they like all the speakers, they are like they have switch on their cameras and they're all smiling and they don't look scary at all. So please switch on your cameras. This is the best practice you can get for switching on your cameras. Muralika, where did you go? Muralika showing up in the spotlight. What is going on? Good evening, everyone. Let me just try to. Okay, Muralika, there's two.
Actually, I joined to my lab. I have just left.
Okay.
Okay.
This is good done. Thank you. Okay. Without wasting further time, I'll get started. So thank you everyone for joining. And mostly, I would like to thank all the speakers today. It's my pleasure, honor, and excitement to see all of these smiling faces. And it's a different feeling, to bring back the alumni. And like, we always have these sessions for like people who are like, everyone knows, or like role models who have achieved a lot in their career. But it's another level of accomplishment, proud moment for us to bring people like you back, because we think you are the next level of role models for our Kalpana fellows and all the women in STEM out there. So thank you so much for joining us today. So we have 5 previous Kalpana fellows with us today. Tanuja, Garima, Kushi, Aparna, and were from the Kalpana 2. So at that time, they were working in groups with their mentors. Then we switched to a different model for Kalpana when we started the Kalpana Incubator and Accelerator program. Muralika is from Kalpana Incubator 1. We will have Shramana with us at around 7. She's a little busy. But we're going to do this session a little bit differently than our role model sessions. Usually I introduce the speakers. Here, I think you should hear it from them, because I think they will be better speakers than I am. So I think I would let all of you to introduce yourselves first, and maybe I'll just go like this. Maybe Tanuja, would you like to introduce yourself first?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are fine. And thank you, Anishila ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Tanuja Pant. I am basically from Berinag, Uttarakhand. I have done my graduation from Kumaon University, and currently I am pursuing my master's from Ferguson College, Pune in MSc Electronic Science. And my strengths are I am hardworking, self-motivating, and creative learner. And this is from my side, a little bit introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was awesome, Tanuja. Garima, would you like to go next?
Yes. So hi all of you, and I hope you all are very well. My name is Garima Pade. I am from Pithoragarh, Uttarakhand, and I completed my graduation in Zoology, Botany, and Chemistry at PG College, Binnak, Pithoragarh. Currently, I am pursuing my master in Biochemistry at Ferguson College, Pune, Maharashtra.
Thank you, Garima. Also note that Garima was my mentee when I was a mentor at Kalpana. So
Yes.
I can really see her progress. In my mentee session, Garima would never talk. Never talk. We would have to have separate phone conversations for her to talk. And this is where she is. And she can just unmute herself and start talking. It's amazing to see her growth.
I include this all in my slide.
All right. Kushi, would you like to go next?
Sure. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much once again for inviting me here. I am Kushi Goyal from Kalpana 2.0 cohort. I am currently pursuing BSc Life Sciences from Daulat Ram College, University of Delhi. I am in my final year. And I hail from Uttar Pradesh, a small town called Plakwa, and currently I'm residing in Delhi for my graduation. Other than this, I have recently completed an internship with FAST India, Foundation for Advancing Science and Technology. It's a science communication intern where I helped them in organizing and executing the India Science Festival, which was held in Hyderabad. So that was a fun experience, and we can probably chat about it later. It's really great to be here today, and I look forward to the conversation we'll have today.
Thank you, Kushi. Aparna, would you like to go next?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. And first of all, I would like to say I'm very happy to see all of you here, and very happy to come back to this Kalpana family. And I'm Aparna. I'm a 4th year BSMS student at ISA. I'm native from Kerala, and I'm a chemistry student.
Thank you, Aparna. Muralika, please go ahead.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Murlika. I'm from Kerala. I'm pursuing my BSc Physics Honors from Hindu College, University of Delhi. I'm in my final year. It's really great to interact with you all. Like, I really wanted to interact with the past fellows and the present fellows. Like, I really wanted to do that. Yeah, so glad I'm
Yeah.
here.
It's actually your batch that suggested us to do this. We have the LinkedIn network, and we are trying to see how to increase engagement at that platform, but it's taking a bit of time. But I think that's why we thought of why not invite our fellows back and give them a platform to share their stories. Okay. So the way we thought about it is I have a question for each of you. So I'll ask you a question and you can share your thoughts on that. And then we'll just open the stage for questions from fellows. This is not my session. This is your session with the fellows. So let's just see, and please everyone ask any doubt, any like questions that you have. These are your friends. No need to be afraid, right? So let's just have some fun. It's Saturday evening. Let's just, just a casual chat, right? So let's have fun. Okay. So ready? I want to hear ready, not from you, not from the speakers. You all are ready, I know. I can see it in your faces. Everyone else, unmute, please.
Yes,
Ready,
ma'am.
Visit, please. Come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. One yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ready? Okay. Let's do this. It's like a rapid fire or something. Okay, but it's not a rapid fire. Okay. So maybe I can start with Aparna. Aparna, can you tell us how did Kalpana help you increase your communication and networking skills? How did that help you take steps in your career?
Okay. So I joined Kalpana program during lockdown, and I thought Sharmana would be here. She knows I was with her. During that time, I was so shy to talk, even in Kalpana meeting. Before that, even in classes and all, I was a shy kid. I was not able to communicate my ideas with them. During that time, I joined Kalpana, and with Kalpana, I got this like structured program helped me to communicate slowly. Like even in my small pace, I could communicate with my mentees in the interaction and all. So that first build a small confidence in me to speak my ideas. And then later on stage, with that confidence, I could by small steps start to communicate in my classes and all. So communication is a essential part. I understood that from myself only. Because without communication, we couldn't really get the idea in a field like because I am going into a research field. So even when I joined the lab, I understood without communication we can't grow further because our ideas won't be projected there. So during Kalpana only our structure was initially we will have this group assignments. There was a presentation and all. So during the presentation and all, I still remember my mentor Jexima was very what did you say, caring for me. She always, when you told about Garima, I remember myself from my meeting. She would personally tell me to speak and all. So it was not it was not so stressful to speak in Kalpana. That's the one thing I really appreciate. Like, and not only that, everybody will tell us how you should improve your communication skill. Mostly don't tell how to improve, but the pattern, how to speak, and like there was many pattern, not only just speaking, how to effectively communicate. That also was taught from Kalpana. So the structured way to learn that really helped me to do. Also the presentation that really improved my confidence. And I still remember during this online meeting. After this Kalpana presentation, that was the first time I think I asked, unmuted myself and shared some idea in my class. And I know that was not a big thing, but for me it was a big achievement because that was the first time I think I was free to speak my ideas. After that, Kalpana, like Darshana ma'am, I am so glad for her with my whole life because she is the one who motivated me in every aspect. And I still remember she is the one who suggested me to apply for an internship at JNCSR Bangalore. And for that, there was an interview. And how to prepare for the interview was a really scary process for me because I know my communication was not that much developed at that point, and I don't know how to prepare for an interview. And she and Vijay and then really helped me. They both called me and like talked with me and told me how to study for it, how to effectively communicate, like how to read a paper, how to talk about science and all. And after getting the internship, Darshana ma'am had visited me there, and she motivated me to speak at the outreach program for kids there. Like there was outreach program organized by the agency, and she told me to, like she suggested me to present my Vijayanshala project there, and that was another experience I really cherished in my career because that was the first time I faced a audience and talked about my project in front of them. And that really built a confidence. And even when I came back to ISER and started my presentation, my academic presentation here, I know I got that confidence from there. So that was another thing. And also this interaction in Kalpana, not only the peer interaction, the interaction with the speaker. Hello, Shmana. Interaction with the speaker. I feel like speaking with them will help us understand how to speak in a group. Like even when you join the lab for something, you need to understand the base to talk, find the common ground, how to talk science. That's something you should understand. That's not something everybody will get exposure easily. So that's a big thing I learned from Kalpana. Like how to speak science is something. And yeah, then later on, for recently, I also had an interview for my text interview for a international internship. For that also, I got special guidance from Darshana and Vijay, and I'm so grateful for them for everything. From their help, they really guided me how to study, how to present, how to interact. And yes, then I got that internship. And this summer I am going for that internship.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think, Aparna,
Yes.
eventually we'll come back to about how did you apply for the JNCSR and how did you prepare. I'm sure, I think the applications are open again. So I'm sure
Yes,
a lot of, because I think I was saying Dipti a couple of weeks back to apply. I'm sure they have questions about it and they can also connect to you on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So they will ask you questions about that. We will come back to you for that. So we have another of our mentees here, Shavana. Thank you for joining. We are just going through the introductions. We are done with the introduction and I'm just asking them questions. So before I move on to the next speaker, would you like to just introduce yourself? Can't hear you, Shavana. Aparna, there is a request for you to drop your LinkedIn ID here. You already have followers.
Yeah, I will drop.
Okay, maybe we can move on to the next question while Shamana is trying to figure out the audio. All right, maybe I will go to Garima now. Garima, let's hear from you. How did Kalpana help you gain confidence to pursue your dreams in science?
Okay. Okay. So I just joined Kalpana in my lockdown time. So during when I joined Kalpana, as Anushila ma'am said, she is my mentor, and our group discussion was going excellent. And that group, I was very silent person who never ask any question and never interact with group members, because that time I am very shy and not confident, and sometimes I feel that language is a barrier and many things, right? So when I interact with my mentor Anushila ma'am and talking with group members and participate in Sunday sessions, so I feel that I have some confidence to speak in English and to talk with my friends. And it was sometimes we scared to express our feelings, and we stop what the front of people would say about us, how they would react on our talk. So it was not good. I feel that, and I speak myself, and it was important to speak in yourself only. So it will be help you to get confidence more, right? And then I working on CAP, career action plans, and SWOT analysis, where I find out what is my strength and what is the weakness which I want to work on it, and what's the opportunity for me in this field of science. And I find out what's the problem with me, how why can I not have that confidence to express with cannot express myself. So I find out some things like I don't have experience on that particular thing, I don't have skills on that thing, or I not have curiosity on that topic. What's the problem? So I have many things, I got many answers, like okay, so I work on that. I'm working on my skills, my communication skills, I'm working on my problem solving skills. So I realized that something I'm missing, I'm not working on it. Kalpana was an opportunity to get expressed ourselves. I feel that all the opportunity give a chance to be a confident person. Like I feel that the Kalpana was an open session where we ask our question, where we interact with people, so it get us confident, right? If we are going to get an interview and we not prepare for that interview and we are just sitting, and what we do, can we get that job? No, we can do practice. So practice is the main thing that I should do in that time. And I will prepare myself. I will alone and sitting in an area where not have any person, and I speak with myself, and I enhance my communication skills. I'm working on that. And Anushila ma'am also helped me on that. And I recognize something that what I not remember, what I can include in my communication skill that will be better. And feel free. And I sometimes I feel that language is not a barrier to express your feelings and to express yourself. And now I realize that what I was doing at that time, I this was my biggest mistake. I cannot express my feeling, what I want to say I cannot express at that time. So it would be a language barrier. That time I was not comfortable with English, so maybe that was problem that at that time. I'm working on that. Now I can speak in English. So uh, don't scared with that. You not speaking English language is a barrier for you. Don't think about it. You are working, or you give your 100%. Don't think about result. Okay. So that was from my side, and I will share my slides, and I will more about tell I was what I am. So I will tell you then. Thank
Do
you.
you want to share your slide now, or do you want to do it later?
Yeah, I can share it. Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself, first of all. And I am very happy to be here, to be a part of Kalpana. What's Kalpana for me? Incoming slide that was telling you. And yeah, today is your opportunity to build your tomorrow, like what you want to do in your future. And yeah, today I will share with you my Kalpana journey, and through my Kalpana journey, how I gained that confidence, I will share with you. So first of all, I want to tell you my background that you can relate with me. I born in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. I belong to a middle class family. My father is a farmer and my mother is a housewife. I moved Delhi in second standard, and my family moved Uttarakhand in seventh standard. I completed my 7th to 12th standard in Government Girls Inter College, Bednak, Pithoragarh, Uttarakhand. I complete my undergrads in Zoology Botany at PG College, Bednak, Pithoragarh. During my undergrads, I qualified Vigyan Sara International exams, and I be a part of Kalpana Fellowship. Currently, I am pursuing my master in biochemistry at Ferguson College, Pune, Maharashtra. This is the main slide of discussion. How Kalpana helped me to enhance my confidence and to pursue my dream in science. I remember that when I am ninth standard, I am working on a model in a science model, and I am stuck in very different things. And my school teacher, I have very doubts of that particular topic, and my school science teacher tell me, give me all answer about that particular thing. And I am very curious person at that time. What happened in this model? And that time I realized that science wasn't thing. I never left it, and I never leave this subject. I love this subject. I'm curious about knowing much about the of science, and that time I choose science as my backbone. And yeah, in Kalpana program, that I realize how I increase my curiosity. It is open. It open the door of science, open the door curiosity and interest in science. In Kalpana program, I learned about SWOT analysis, which is I know about my strength, my weakness, and opportunity and threats. Grab the opportunity. This was a very important word, to grab your opportunity, because I feel that the opportunity gives us more confidence. Because like Kalpana is a bigger opportunity for you, for me also, because it gives a open platform to express your feelings, to express your questions, which you have question, ask your question, and to achieve your answer, to achieve your goals, right? And gap analysis, when you know that what you want to do in your life, so it will be easy to get your goal easier, right? So career excel plan is the way which you learn in Kalpana program, which helped me to a lot to what I want to do in the field of science, in a specific field of biochemistry that I was learned in gap analysis. STG and LTG, it is a short-term goal and long-term goal. When you want to achieve your long-term goal, it is very important to work on your short-term goal, because if you want to go market, so if it was very important to take an action, right? So short-term goal, it's very important to work on your short-term goal to achieve your long-term, and work on skills like communication skill, problem solving skill, etc. So it, apart from your study, also it is important to work on your skills, right? Thank you so much. This is from my side.
Thank you. Garima, would you can you stop sharing so that I can see all of you? Okay, that was amazing. I mean, I think I'm going to bring back Garima to all the sessions and let her like teachers cap and SWOT maybe, and like maybe have like short videos of Garima telling us why cap and SWOT is needed. And also students who have from the current batch, you have seen yesterday we were talking about how to do presentations. Look at Garima's slides. There was so much space. It was not cramped. Text was very limited. Do you notice that? Current fellows, please raise hand, speak. Come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and it looked beautiful, right? And
Yes.
Garima, I loved your first slide. Loved it. So thank you so much for taking the time to make this presentation. And yes, your communication skills have increased like phenomenally. I'm glad. I don't know. I feel overwhelmed. To see your growth. It gives me so much pleasure that you have come this far. So thank you. Shamuna, is your mic working now? Can you try?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, perfect.
Finally, thank you. I have not used Zoom for a long time. I don't know what's wrong with it.
It's okay. Happens. Technical glitches in this day and age. I think we are all used to hey, can you hear us? Am I audible?
Oh, thank God, all those are past now. We are going at offline classes.
Sure.
Yeah. Should we go with my introduction or?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please just introduce yourself and then we'll start with questions.
Hello everyone, I'm Shramana Gochait. I was a former Kalpana fellow like you all present here. And it already been 2 years, I cannot imagine. It's been so long already. And yes, it's been an amazing journey. I'm currently in my final semester of my undergraduate at Daulat Ram College. I'm pursuing BSc Life Sciences. And I'd love to tell you more when I start talking about how my Kalpana fellowship has actually helped me not to just, pursue my interest in research, but also to get other fellowship and scholarship. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaman. Maybe I'll ask Kushi now. So Kushi, can you tell us how did Kalpana help you find your calling in science and gave you more career clarity?
Sure. So let me start by narrating a small story. So when I was in my class 10th, certainly, I decided that I want to take up science. So like science has been an on and off since I was I think 6 or 7 years old. I used to look up at the sky and imagine that I'll grow up and become a pilot someday. Then I used to imagine I'll grow up and become an air hostess someday. Then I grew up and used to imagine then probably I'll not become a pilot, I'll not fly a plane, but I'll become an interior decorator, or I'll become a hairstylist. So like every other child, I used to dream for a lot of things. But eventually when I grew up, I started to understand what my interests are, and maybe the teachers around me started to encourage me. I understood that I am more inclined towards science and I want to pursue pure science. So that too happened with an inclination. I didn't want to compromise on choosing the subjects. So this is a norm in the schooling system in India, particularly particularly the CBSE board. And I think it's goes same with the UP board, because these are the two boards I know the most closely. So they do not allow you to study maths and biology together, but I wanted to study maths and biology together. So when I pitched this idea to my parents, first they were like, okay, Tika, you want to do, you can do it. They were like fine with it. But when I pitched it to my teachers, they were like, maths and bio together, are you sure you're going to be able to manage that? Do you think you can do that? Because they knew me and they knew I do not just do academics. I can never be this child who can sit in the classroom and just listen to the lectures. I used to engage in science fairs. I used to go out for quizzes. I used to make science models and present those in fairs. and so they were like कि नहीं हो पाएगा manage. So this has been like कि जब भी आप कुछ ऐसा बोलते हो ना कि आपको कुछ नया करना है या you come out with something, so they try to demotivate you sometimes, or they just try to tell you that it is not possible. But when you show them enough dedication or enough determination that no, you have figured it out for yourself and you want to do this only, then then the way starts getting a bit more clearer, you can say. So I tried to convince my teachers, and I was luckily the first person in the entire batch who was studying PCMB. So I graduated class 12th with PCMB. I aced my board on certain matter, but then the lockdown happened. So the moment I stepped out giving my maths exam, it was 18th March 2020, and the next day the announcement came that the schools are shutting. The entire country is shutting up. All the exams lined up for the next half of the March are going to be cancelled, and all the entrances and everything would already be cancelled. So at that time, after my bachelor's, I wanted to get into ICER or IISc. I wanted to do a BSMS. Particularly, I wanted to do science research. So that was my time. Certainly it was like, I thought it is good only because I'll get more time to prepare for the exam. Exam is shifted, and because of boards, I was not able to actually, boards ka syllabus is much more different than what you study for entrances. So entrance ke liye you need to prepare specifically. So I enrolled myself in an online coaching, and then I started preparing for NEET and ICER aptitude test along with KVPY. So these 3 exams were lined up for me because my teachers wanted me to try at medical. That's why I filled the form for NEET, and other than that, ICER and ISC were my choices. So I started preparing. And in this between these, I actually find out this organization called STEM for Girls. So that's how my journey before Kalpana started, about how women in STEM are transforming the entire world, or how they are, taking up unconventional paths or doing all sorts of things. So during one session conducted by STEM for Girls, I found STEM for Girls through a Telegram help group, which was created by students who were preparing for ICER aptitude test. So udhar ek random student posted about this, okay, this session is happening with this particular speaker on the upcoming Sunday, and please attend that. I was like, ठीक है, कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं घर पे, lockdown वैसे भी चल रहा है, so I'll attend that. So I did attend it, and I got introduced to this subject called biohumanities, which actually talked about how ethics work in when you go into research and everything. So this scientist was actually doing a course, and she was a very well-trained scientist now. So I was really inspired by her journey, and this was in me, like I wanted to combine humanities, arts, and science together. So I had this interest in learning bits about economics and history as well, because I used to listen to stories from my father and grandfather. So my father and mother both are from accounts background. So my father is a practicing income tax consultant. So hum log raat ko, when he used to talk, he used to tell me about how stocks are rising up and down, how the government is making, haphazard in the country, and kaise unse manage nahi ho raha hai, what all the chaos is happening. So I was like, yeah, acha, okay. And then I understood ki theek hai, science is not so different, because science, what you do in science is actually for the benefit of the society. And if it is not getting to the society, it is of no meaning, right? मैं मतलब लैब में बैठ के रिसर्च कर लूंगी, या any person could discover a medicine, but until unless it is reaching out to people, until unless that knowledge is reaching out to people, it is not making any impact. So I wanted to combine these. Okay, so next I appeared in September. The final date for the exam came. I paid for the exams, but the result didn't come in the favor. I was not able to qualify for ICER aptitude test. I missed with like 5-6 marks. So matlab around 80-84 cut off gayi thi, and I scored a little less, so I couldn't make it. I was disappointed, but then the DU forms came out, and I was like, okay, drop lena won't be a ideal choice. Let me go for a BSc only. So BSc mein, I then enrolled in Doltram College, started pursuing BSc. And again, lockdown tha, to college ka exposure to mil hi nahi raha tha. It was just online lectures and slides and everything, which was pretty boring. Science couldn't be fun unless you are performing it, right? जब तक experiments करने को नहीं मिलते, जब तक नहीं देखने को मिलता लैब में कैसे मतलब माइक्रोस्कोप में कैसे दिख रहा है स्ट्रक्चर, क्या हो रहा है, you do not like it. So we were, Shramana is actually my batchmate. So we got on a call in January. November में हम लोग का course start हुआ था. January, February में हम लोग की बात होनी start हुई. Okay. And then one fine day, we had this group of 5 girls and one of her other friends shared a random group on the chat कि देखो ये मुझे Telegram से मिला and let's apply for it. It was the Kalpana interest form. तो हम पांचों ने साथ में form भर दिया. Now the call came in April. And we मेरे को जिस दिन कॉल आया कल्पना का, that day my चाचू, he was actually struggling with cancer. So उस दिन he had a very critical condition. So it was actually the situation कि मैं घर पर थी. I was looking at my uncle and my father was taking him to the hospital because his condition बहुत बिगड़ गई थी. And it was during the second wave of lockdown. I received the call and Diksha told me that, okay, you are selected for Kalpana and you need to join in for the inaugural talk on May. I didn't know how to react. Maybe should I be happy? Should I be sad? Should I decline the offer? Should I take it? What should I do now? So उस time पे मैंने कुछ भी नहीं बोला. Next day I talked to my mother कि mama ऐसे applied for this program and the call came yesterday and I need to devote around 5-6 hours a week, but given the condition of the home right now, I don't know चाचा की condition सुधरेगी नहीं सुधरेगी. I don't know if I should, carry forward because ऐसा हो सकता है कि मैं time ना दे पाऊँ and it wouldn't be justified. Mama said कि नहीं, it's okay, you go for it, we'll manage. So I did take up that responsibility. Unfortunately, I lost my uncle in the same week, but I'm glad that Mama ने उस time पे support किया. She was there to listen to me and I enrolled in Kalpana. So it actually became an escape mechanism for me again. So every Sunday at 10 a.m., I used to sit in front of my laptop and used to listen to these stories for 3 and 4 hours straight. Because जैसे अभी अनुशीला मैम ने स्टार्टिंग में बोला, हम लोग के क्वेश्चंस बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं, तो कल्पना का जो सेशन 1-1.5-2 घंटे चलना होता है, it used to extend to 3-4 hours at minimum. आराम से हो ही जाता था कि मतलब we are just chatting, we are just discussing कि ठीक है क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है. So that used to help me a lot. That's how I actually got to know कि अच्छा, and there is an organization called National Institute of Science Science Communication and Research in India, जो कि CSIR के अंदर चल रहा है. The Hindu के अंदर एक science communication का अलग से एक पूरा branch है. So I listened to this person who is the editor of science column in the Hindu newspaper. She was also I got to meet her in Speak Up Kalpana session. So that's how I started engaging with it. And my mentor was actually a great support system for me. Again, Ruchi ma'am. I am also working with her right now on a podcast called India Ask Why, which she and her friend has created. So yeah, that's how I figured out. I also tried doing certain research projects, like I interviewed myself into Drosophila on the Cube Chatshalla. I started posting about fruit flies and stuff. And then I also engaged in some certain online projects. But I understood कि मेरे को उतना मजा research करने में नहीं था, जितना मजा मुझे उसको बात करने में आता है. So this one project we did on non-Newtonian fluids within our group, and the video is on Kalpana's YouTube channel as well. You can check it out. That's how I understood कि okay, science communication is my actual calling. And then after I graduated Kalpana, I got to know about this randomly. I used to follow many, random SciComm and normal science pages on Instagram. So one is this India Science Festival, they posted it on Instagram that they need interns. So I was like, एक तो stipend मिल रहा है, पहला point. दूसरा science communication में India Science Festival हैदराबाद में होने वाला है, चलो apply करके देखते हैं क्या होता है. I applied and then I got through it. So it was a 1-month internship, and मैंने texted अनुशीला मैम कि देखो मैंने apply किया. She was like कि जब मैंने ये ad देखा था ना, I actually thought about क्योंकि ये तुम्हारे लिए होगा, and I'm glad कि you applied for it. So the internship that was supposed to be for 1 month extended to 5 months. I eventually went to Hyderabad. I stayed there for 8 days. I actually saw the entire festival happening in front of my eyes, and it was a great experience. Darshana Di was an invited speaker there. I met her on day 1, on 20th, in the inaugural dinner, and I couldn't tell you how happy she was and how chirpy she was when she looked at me. So the way she just hugged me when she arrived at the venue, and we were just chatting. So her train actually got late. So Darshana Di was supposed to reach by I think 4. in Hyderabad, and the event was supposed to start at 5:30. But she landed in Hyderabad at 6 and she called me, खुशी मेरे को लेट हो रहा है and मैं अब देखो होटल तो नहीं जा रही because मुझे inaugural talk मिस नहीं करनी है, so I'm coming straight away to you. तो मुझे अपने रूम पे लेके जाना, I'll get ready and then हम लोग वापस आ जाएंगे. So Sumitra ma'am and Darshana Di came. As Sumitra ma'am is actually the marketing manager at Vigyanshala right now, if you don't know her. So they both came and we went to my room. They got ready, we had a chat and everything, and then we came out. And the next day again they came and we were just randomly sitting in the playground of Hyderabad Public School, which was the venue. I, Darshana Di, Ipsa ma'am, and the two scientists, and we were randomly chatting about ki kaise matlab Kalpana mein kya ho raha and how we are doing it. So Kalpana has more become like a family for me eventually. The people I have met here, and it's not just the mentors, it is more about like even the fellows that I have met here. So be it Aarti, be it Divyanshi, the other fellows I have interacted with, be it Shramana herself, Kashish, Vishali, Ashi, the batchmates we have. So it's been a pleasure. It's been truly a pleasure and kind of an enlightening journey for me. And I wish to be a part of this forever. So yeah, I think I have spoken a lot and taken a lot of time, but that's about it. Thank you so much.
Okay, Rashi has a suggestion. Let's see. We could have one more session where Kuchi can talk about integrating science, research, and communication in policy.
Would love that. Definitely.
Definitely, we can do that once have more time. Maybe we can plan something like that. Thank you, Rashi. We'll definitely take that into account. Thank you, Kushi, for sharing the entire journey with us. I remember that you were also telling me that I didn't have all the skills for the internship that they asked for, and they were looking for full time. I still had college, but she still applied and she did get the internship. This is what we keep on telling on the fellows, that you don't reject yourself. Let them make a choice, right? You have to go for it. And then it's like Garima also said, you have to give your 100% without thinking about ki nahi hoga, right? So I'm glad you applied, and I mean, see, it extended from 1 month to 5 months. She must have excelled at it, right? They really liked her. So, and also that's a lot of experience that adds to her CV. So you have to be a go-getter. So thank you, Kushi. Maybe I'll go to Tanuja now. Tanuja, can you share how Kalpana mentors and curriculum provided you the confidence to continue higher studies in science?
Yes, ma'am, sure. So if I talk about my school days and all, so during my school days, I'm also fond about knowing new things, like how they works, like something if we take how it works and its system and all. So from my school days, I'm very interested in science and of course in my subjects. So from my school days till my undergrads, the one problem which I think is I'm not clear about my goals, like what I'm going to do in my life. Just like I have many interested subject, like sometimes I want to do physics and sometimes maths and all. So the thing is, I'm hardworking at the time, though I know it that, and also passionate about my subjects. And the problem is, at that time I think I need a good direction and mentorship as well. So in second year of my undergraduation, I got selected in Vigyanshala as a STEM champion, and after that I joined Kalpana program here. So in Kalpana program, I got a chance to talk peoples, which is I think biggest problem for me. It's like a language barrier or lack of communication skills. I'm not talking with peoples. So at that time, I got a chance to talk peoples and experts in their subjects in our master classes. Like I got a chance to ask my doubts and question here. So during 8 weeks of Kalpana, I got a mentor, Prachi Mittal. She's very awesome. Like, she's very frank. So I remember in my first class, I wasn't able to open my camera as well. I think just lack of communication skills or confidence, I think. So she told me in their classes like how and I can observe things and how I can speak in front of people confidently. She taught me about SWOT analysis, like how I can describe my strengths, how I can found my weaknesses as well. So after that, by which I can work on my weaknesses and I can turn them into my strength. So also, I have worked in many projects there by which I gained a lot of knowledge and skills as well. So in Kalpana program, I got to know about very opportunities which will help me to build in my career options. And also in master classes, I got to know that which field I am choosing for my masters, which type of problems I will going to face that, and after that, how can I solve them? So this is very interesting thing which I think it's for me in Kalpana. And after that, mentors, Prachi Mittal, which is my mentor, she taught me about how I can break my goals into short-term goals or long-term goals, because she taught me like a big goals like that. If we break it in small goals, so we can work in very organized way, in proper way to getting our goals. So after getting results on my short term goals, I start confident in myself. I start believing in myself like I can do it. So after working on these goals, now I am in Ferguson College Pune and I am in my journey. So I think Kalpana is very good thing, very good turning point in my life, which I think. And so Kalpana से which I can say कि हमने बहुत सारा जो हमारा करियर एक्शन प्लान था और शॉर्ट एनालिसिस था, जो भी हमने सीखा, तो उससे अपनी जर्नी जो मेरी स्टार्ट हो गई है अभी, तो मेरा गोल ये है कि लाइफ में कि मैं एक अच्छी पोजीशन पे पहुंचूं जहां से मैं अपना एक अच्छा सा करियर बिल्ड कर सकूं और साथ में ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को भी हेल्प कर सकूं, जैसे मुझे अभी इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने हेल्प किया है मेंटरशिप में और प्रोजेक्ट्स लर्निंग में। जो पुराना कॉलेज हमारा बेरीनाग का था जहाँ से मैंने अपना ग्रेजुएशन किया, वहां पे मुझे क्योंकि बचपन से इंटरेस्ट था कि केवल थ्योरी पढ़ने से कुछ समझ में नहीं आता है, तो प्रैक्टिकल लर्निंग अगर हो, अगर हमें कुछ रिजल्ट्स दिखें तो हमको क्यूरियसनेस ज्यादा आती है, इंटरेस्ट ज्यादा आता है। तो उस वजह से जो कॉलेज का हमारा प्रोजेक्ट्स वगैरह का कुछ नहीं होता था, तो कल्पना में भी हमने बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स करे और विज्ञानशाला की जो हमारी लैब थी वहां पर भी हमने बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट करे, जिसकी वजह से साइंस में इंटरेस्ट आने लगा। मतलब कि अब जो अपना मास्टर्स का जो अपना गोल सेट करना था वो ये था कि प्रोजेक्ट्स की ओर, आई मीन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स की ओर हमें मुझे जाना है। तो अभी जिस कॉलेज में मैं पढ़ रही हूँ वहां पे प्रोजेक्ट्स को लेके बहुत ज्यादा, थ्योरी से ज्यादा प्रोजेक्ट्स पे ज्यादा काम होता है। तो ये कल्पना की वजह से ही मैं सोचती हूँ कि अगर जिस टाइम पे मुझे अच्छी मेंटरशिप मिली, मैंने खुद पे काम करना शुरू किया, अपनी वीकनेसेस को अपनी स्ट्रेंथ में कैसे मैं चेंज कर सकूं उस पर मैंने काम किया, जिसकी वजह से मैं अपने जो मेरा लॉन्ग टर्म गोल है उस पर मैं अभी काम कर रही हूँ। और शॉर्ट टर्म, एज अ शॉर्ट टर्म गोल, आई एम इन फर्गुसन कॉलेज पुणे। सो और कल्पना की जो जो मेरे बैचमेट्स थे, जैसे अभी सब हम फेलोज हैं, तो वो जो मुझे वो फ्रेंड्स मिले वो भी मुझे कल्पना की वजह से ही मिले। तो वो बहुत अच्छे फ्रेंड्स मुझे मिले, तो हम साथ में कितने हमने एक दो प्रोजेक्ट्स भी किए और बात करते करते पता ही नहीं चलता था कि टाइम कितना हो गया है। और मैम के साथ जब फर्स्ट डे हमारा था तो हम लोग इतना स्कैर्ड थे सारे, बोल तो सब रहे थे थोड़ा बहुत, लेकिन हम लोग बहुत ज्यादा स्कैर्ड थे। लेकिन एट द लास्ट डे मुझे याद है कि हम लोग टाइम भी भूल गए थे मैम के साथ कि हमारा टाइम कितना हो गया, इतना हंस के हम मैम से बात कर रहे थे, इतना खुल के। तो वो मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ी अचीवमेंट है कि जैसे शुरू में हम डर के सबसे बात करते थे, लेकिन बाद में फ्रैंक होके हम एक दूसरे से बात कर रहे हैं और एज वेल एज मैम के साथ भी अच्छा कम्युनिकेशन बना पा रहे हैं। तो यही मेरी कल्पना की बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट है, मैं ऐसा सोचती हूँ. So this is from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanuja. Thanks a lot. That was amazing. And I'm sure your mentor will be really proud of you if she was here today. People who don't know Prachi, she is a mentor and an advocate for Kalpana, and she is still with us, and she actually prepared the effective communication module that is there in the recorded sessions that you have all watched or going to be watching. So she's the amazing mentor that Tanuja is talking about. Now let's hear from Murarika. Now the structure that Aparna, Garima, Tanuja, Kushi and Shamana had is a bit different from the structure that currently the fellows are going through and Muralika went through. So my question for Muralika is a bit different. Is like amongst the master classes that were taught to you, what was your favorite and why was it your favorite master class?
So about my favorite master class, I think you all know how hard of a task it is to pick one out, right? So if I have to talk about one of the most influential master class for me, it would be the LinkedIn master class by Ms. Sukata. I think it has helped me a lot. Like before attending the class, I had a LinkedIn profile for namesake. I had like 4 to 5 connections, and all of them were my classmates. We just started together for fun. And however, her session was so informative and engaging that she gave us tips and tricks on how to build our profile and how to optimize our LinkedIn profile to build a, leverage, to use opportunities for career growth. So and the best part is that I got my first research opportunity to work on first research paper via LinkedIn only. I connected with my mentor on LinkedIn only, and from that 1-digit connections to now I have come a long way. I have like a 1K connection right now. Like it was all from that one master class only. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So the current fellows have not started their masterclass yet. So they have all the SUK sessions, which is now on Saturdays. And now they will be like from next week, they will be starting their masterclass. And I think we are still trying to get Sukhada for LinkedIn again. So you will all get to hear and experience what Muralika is saying. Thank you, Muralika. I'm glad that you also found your research work. I didn't know that. So congratulations. And I'm glad to also see that you are actually utilizing. Our job is to provide you the tools, right? But then it's up to you to take advantage and leverage those things. I'm really glad to see not like all of you are like utilizing the tools that you are here like you got and that is like a commendable thing from your side. So congratulations. Our final speaker is Shramana. Last but definitely not the least. And please go ahead, Shramana. My question would be for you. So how did Kalpana again like enhance your interest in pursuing scientific projects, and finally you landed a very prestigious international fellowship? So please go ahead and share your experience about that.
Hello, everyone. I'm very glad that I got this opportunity to talk to you all. And when Anushila ma'am told me that there is a session on Saturday, and we'd like you to talk about, your experience for 2-3 minutes. I'm like, wait, 2-3 minutes? I can talk about it for 2-3 hours. That would be also best, right? So it's been amazing, actually. See, I have really translated or maybe metamorphosized into a very different person, honestly.
So I was in my first year of undergraduate, pretty much naive in everything that you can think of, trying to, do everything, but really not sure about what I am doing or what I am interested into. I just knew one thing in my high school, that yes, I'm super interested in genetics. Genetics was a subject that has like almost overshadowed every other topics or subject for me. Since I was introduced to genetics in my 10th standard, I was like, okay, I'm in love with this subject, right? So I wanted to do something different. I knew that I wanted to do research in genetics, even in my 11th and 12th. And when broke out this news to my parents, oh, they were not happy. They were definitely not happy with their child not going into some of the prominent courses like BTech and MBBS, and pursuing something they are really unaware about. So there was a lot of struggle. I have, fought for myself, stood out for myself. I was like, okay, I want to do it. It's that, and I don't know how I was able to convince them to get into Delhi University, because none of my seniors in Delhi University. I'm from a small town in West Bengal. It's known as Dankuni, and pretty much none of my seniors from my school has been to Delhi University. And being away from your home for 1,500 kilometers was pretty unconvincible for my parents, definitely. So yeah, that was my part of the struggle, to just convince them that yes, I have a motive and I want to go. And honestly, I don't like competitive exams. I just don't like the pattern of it. I always feel that there's something missing about it. I don't want to take multiple correct option, or I don't want to do all those stuff. And I think that the day I was leaving my home to come here to Delhi, it's already been a year, more than a year. So the day my mama told me that, you're going, do something that you don't have to get to competitive exams after your BSc or whatever. Just if you don't like it, then do something that you don't have to get into competitive exams. And I'm glad that I could, skip all those competitive exams, because I'll join one of the universities in USA this August. I already have an acceptance, but I'm waiting for a few other university to finalize which one I would definitely get into. And about the fellowship is that I've received a quad fellowship. It's given to 100 fellows across the world from 4 different quad countries, that is India, Australia, Japan, and USA. And I'm among the top 25 Indians to get into this fellowship. And yes, like you all, I'm very amazed that I got into it, because other than I am just among the 20 undergraduates that got this fellowship, everybody else is a PhD. I cannot imagine that. It's just tough, but honestly, I love interviews. I don't know why. I've always loved to interact with people, and I think that confidence definitely came up and developed into me when I was doing, or I was in my Kalpana fellowship. I used to speak a lot. Speaking has never been a problem to me. Maybe shutting up is a problem, but yes. So definitely, I used to speak a lot, but I think one thing that Kalpana Kalpana Fellowship or my mentor did emphasize was consistency. For any fellowship, any scholarship, anything that you do in your life, you have to be consistent. It's not that you do something for some period of a time and then just dilute it with something else. You don't have to do it. Try to focus. Even if you're doing multiple things, it is possible, it is feasible to do, you know multitasking. I'm not going to do everything at once, but you have to schedule, you have to organize that you can do multiple internship. It's not impossible. And but organizing has always been a key for me. And I think the first time I was introduced into that, what she called a CAP, this career access plan, And that was enough. Like, it was like, what do you want to do after 5 years? I was like, wait, I never thought about this. I would do after 5 years. So that was that week where, I invested time. I really digged into it. What am I interested into? And that basically the plan that I have laid out for me for my undergraduate. And I'm very, proud practically to say that I've been able to follow it up. But that is the first time that I've been introduced into you have to have a career action plan. You cannot, go without a goal and everything. So that I was introduced, and as I've always said, that my favorite part, and I know a lot of people already emphasize, favorite part was like during the whole fellowship was the Sunday sessions. I mean, that was amazing. Hearing scientists, prominent speakers from every sector of the science field, everything you can imagine beyond your imagination. You used to come into these sessions and talk about their experiences. And just a heads up, I did quote Dr. Jaideep Prabhu in my SOP for the quad fellowship. Like, I literally quote what he said in that talk. And I think that talk, you hear a lot of talk, but some session stays with you, right? It just that spark of motivation that you need, that inspiration that you need to do. You just hear it and it's like, okay, this is what interests me. And the next thing that you do is to explore it and to make sure that this is really your topic of interest. If not, that is completely fine. You shift to something else. But the very beginning, you need to have a point of inspiration. And that's what worked out for me during one of these Kalpana sessions. And I was able to, translate that into what I really want to do. I was very interested about, how to how frugal innovations work, how we can make it, accessible. Innovations, as Khushi already said, has to reach the masses, right? If it's not reaching the masses, it's not making sense. So just laboratory stuff, making costly machines, diagnostics, it won't help if half of the population of India is not being able to access it, right? So that's I still want to do it. I still want to make one of the most costliest drug, what we call as drugs, basically for cancer therapeutics, are pretty expensive, and the other drugs, which we call the orphan drugs, which are for diseases. I forgot the term. Which one the diseases? Rare diseases, right? Yes. So the orphan drugs are for rare diseases. So these are drugs that are extremely expensive, and uh, sometimes it's very much impossible for a family to even afford a drug for rare diseases. So maybe I'll try doing all this stuff, and make sometimes therapeutics or diagnostics is pretty much accessible to most part of the world. Because trust me, if half of the population of India is not being able to access this, then half of the population of the world is not, because India is almost in the middle. It's still in the developing countries, and underdeveloped countries, they don't even hear about all these drugs. These are almost inaccessible to them. So uh, if I keep talking about Kalpana, then if nobody has yet told you, and if you have still heard it, then just imprint this in your mind, that what the most important thing to do in any fellowship, any scholarship, in your life, in your college life, is the people. It's networking. They are the treasures. As ma'am has already said, they can always just provide you resources. If you don't know how to leverage your mentors, if you don't know how to use your resources, or how to leverage your whatever it's around you, it's not gonna work. So and it's always about the hunting. Try to hunt, have that hunger to hunt, what's perfect for me, because nobody is gonna plate it for you, right? So do network, And like everybody else, I am a pretty much, fan of what Vigyan Shala is doing, how much Anushila ma'am, how much Darshna Di, how much Vijay Bhaiya, and if I not mention her, then my life will be incomplete. How much Dr. Bharti Singhal or Bharti Di has transformed my life, and they have been amazing. I have worked with them as well on projects, and I'm telling you, they're amazing mentors. So try to stay in touch with them. Try to use this as much as you can, and just don't forget you are here to make networks, because yes, you will remember SWOT analysis, you will remember career action plan, you will remember few sessions, you will develop your skills in your master classes. But if you don't stay connected with your fellows and don't stay connected with your mentors, it will not work out for you. And I have been in the same group as Aparna, and also you feel that that's kind of satisfaction, and you feel so proud that the people you used to talk to every day and you're doing so well in their life, and that's what you are here for. So maybe not just this fellowship, for every fellowship I have talked about how much Kalpana and the sorry Vigyan Shala has helped one of our organization that we started as the STEM Factor. They did Incubator, they gave us mentorship, how how we should escalate our organization, how we should work on what we set our target for. And I have talked about this in my interviews. I have talked about in the scholarship and fellowship interviews, and it has been an amazing journey till now. So yeah, just the gist of everything that I'm saying is that try exploring, because constricting to one thing will not help you. Right? You have a fixed amount of time in your undergraduate or masters and whatever you are doing, and just don't think that, okay, I'm interested in research, so I will not engage in something like policy making. Right? Interdisciplinary is the new thing. Try to explore it, try to engage into different fields and stuff, and just see what excites you the most, because these are the people, these are the mentors, these are like the people in the Vigyan Shala and Kalpana Fellowship are there. They will be there for life. Trust me, I still text my fellows. There are still talks going on, and whenever you this see their story, you reply back, and everything is going on, and they will help you. You will learn selfless help here from this platform. So yeah, that's me. So thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Shamana, for sharing your insights and great points, also great tips for the current fellows. Without further delay, and since we have about 15 minutes, one thing that I just want to mention is the Sunday sessions that all the fellows are talking about is the Speak Up Kalpana sessions for them. For them, it was on Sundays, but then right now it's on Saturdays. So if you didn't get that reference, that is what they're talking about. And those of you who have missed the Speak Up Kalpana sessions, this is your cue to listen to the recording, because you can definitely quote them. You will find someone you can really feel connected to. Because it is important to see also like female role models, right, in different fields. So please watch the recorded videos if you have missed them. And with that, the floor we have, I don't know, 13 minutes for questions, but I have also shared everyone's LinkedIn ID on the chat. Khushi has also shared their STEM Factors Instagram page. Please follow them. They do amazing stuff. Go ahead, Khushi.
Yeah, so I just wanted to speak a little more about STEM Factor, because we'll be certainly, we were on a break, but we are back now.
Okay.
I, Shramana, Vishali, Kashish, we started this TC organization called STEM Factor, which is actually on Instagram right now. You can find it on Instagram as well as on LinkedIn. So we did a couple of things. We started with a Let's Talk STEM series, where we had 3 panel speakers who talked about different aspects, like one was Vijay Bhaiya himself, the other was a Delhi University graduate who landed a PhD position right after her BA psychology honors, and she's doing her PhD in cognitive sciences. So we did her inaugural talk with her. We had another person called Lavanya, who is a SRCC Delhi University graduate who landed into University of, I think, Cambridge, or which one was it? Chicago, right? So, and we also did a 20 days, 20 STEM institutes kind of fun series, which actually talked about different science institutes which are there in the country, but people do not talk about that much, including like, to name a few, Indian Statistical Institute and Rajiv Gandhi Institute. There are like a lot more. So these are institutes which offer really high quality courses, but students are generally not aware about the application process and what kind of courses they offer. So we have information about these institutes on our Instagram page. You can check that out. And we'll be back with much more fun stuff really soon. So please follow us on Instagram, and then we can connect over there as well.
Cool. That's what you call an elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Good
So
job.
this also we learned from Shannon's talk, I remember.
Okay. So please give them a follow for your sake, actually, not their sake. Questions. We have 11 minutes. Questions. Please unmute and ask questions. Anyone? Come on. Okay, I now want to see cameras on from the current fellows.
Ma'am,
Please go ahead. I don't know who is.
like I have like absolutely no questions because this session was like so good. I mean, I don't like know what to ask, but like it was so inspiring. Like, and I can't believe like I'm actually a part of a cohort, like, that had like people like you in. So that's like one very overwhelming factor. And like, I mean, you are like so amazing. That's it.
You are
Thank
amazing
you.
too. I'm sure
Thank
you
you.
come to real life in some months.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
You are super amazing just to be here. So pat your back for that.
All right. Thank you, Deepthi. Anyone else? Questions? Also, please do get. Go ahead, Gauri.
Yeah, like to Aparna and Shravana, like firstly for Aparna, like she told about her internship, so like how you got in for that internship and how you applied for it, and for Shravana about the quad fellowship, so like how did you prepare?
Okay, I think she's asking about the fellowships that Aparna and Shravana applied for. Aparna, would you like to go first?
I'm sorry, that question was not audible for me, has said.
Yeah, it was a bit, volume was really low. I think she's asking, how did you apply for that fellowship?
Okay.
The JNCSL fellowship, and how did you like give some insights on how did you qualify? Like, what do you think has what?
Okay, so it was the summer research project, but I didn't apply through the portal. Actually, there's two ways to apply. One is to SRFP, the portal one, through which you apply. You will, I think there's an SOP and a recommendation letter or something needed. Through the portal, you can apply. But what I did is I directly contacted the professor. And I directly sent him a mail with my CV, my interest. And then I requested an interaction with him. Then later after the interaction, I got there. And there's this international research internship. It's MyTax Global Link Research Internship. It's a program. It's a 3-month program. It usually its application around September, I think. Around September. It's also a portal. So I can share the details of that portal in the chat, I guess.
Sure. And you can also get add her on LinkedIn and ask your get the insights, because I think, Gauri, it's also important to understand how did she write that email. right? Writing that email, the email must have been very effective because a lot of the times we write, we don't hear back. It needs to be very specific. So maybe get some tips from her on like how did she design the email, and how did she find the professor that she wants to work with. Get some insights on that. But do get connected. I don't want all of you to just stop interacting after this meeting. Do get connected and keep this conversation going. Okay. Shramana, would you like to go next about the international fellowship? I think she's also interested.
Yes. Honestly, I did come across Quad just 2 weeks before its deadline. It was very, very close. I don't know. Somehow I stumbled upon it and was like, oh wait, I'm also eligible, right? So I was very scared to apply at first because they had a lot of specifications that you're gonna have all these. So, as ma'am has already restated that, don't disqualify yourself before you get actually disqualified. So just a little bit of faith, and also the statistics I learned from one of the Kalpana sessions as well, that women, they do have a tendency to not apply if they don't have 100% of all the eligibility criteria that are mentioned on the website or portal. But whereas in comparison, there's a study that shows then, males, they try and apply for anything even if they just fulfill 70% of the criteria, right? So don't disqualify yourself, just give it a chance. And for any foreign university, or maybe even for Indian universities, your SOP should be your SOUL. It should be your soul. It has to be everything. It has to be motivational. It has to be what you want to do. It has to be how you'll translate your research into something effective. And to be very particular about Quad, they want to know that you are just not about yourself. How and where can you contribute to the society? It has to be very specific, where you can tell that my research is, this is what I'm interested into, but this is how I can affect or impact and have an impact on the world, and you can change the life of so many people. So that's what Quad is very much invested into, that you need to have a very meaningful purpose of what you want to do in your research, because obviously they are spending or investing money on you, so they have to be very particular about what you want to do. So be your SOP, work on your SOP for a very long time. And the reason why I was able to apply for for an international level fellowship within just 2 weeks is not that I started writing SOP just 2 weeks before that. I was already applying to a lot of internships. I did get into one of the internship at Ashoka University, and the internship I was also applying to. So my SOP draft has already been redrafted for a number of times before I, started my Quad application. So that's why I just had to redraft it and not, start it from scratch. Try to do for any fellowship internship, you have to show them details. They love details. Research about the fellowship, research about the members, research about their motto, their purpose, and research about the scientists that you're talking about. Or the, even for applying while doing emails and stuff, be very specific while you are writing to a professor that how you can contribute to their work. So you want to be very, very, very specific. Thank you.
Thank you, Shravana. Great points. Gauri, I hope both of them has covered the points that you wanted. Okay, we'll take one more question and then you will continue this discussion on LinkedIn. Rajeshwari, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. First of all, it was absolutely wonderful listening to all of you. This is an open question. It's for all of you. While applying for internships, were you required to have a research proposal in your hand already?
Who wants to take that? Did you write a research proposal? I guess it's basically depends on the type of internship and what they're asking. But in your SOP or the email that Aparna wrote, I'm guessing she would have to suggest something on how would they use their skills, or how would you use your skills to contribute to that professor's research, right? Any suggestions from Aparna or Shramana on this?
Yes, for my case, that was applicable because I actually developed my Kalpana project into some other project and applied. So
Okay.
that was one thing that interested the professor. And also, I would like to emphasize on the point Shramana told, like knowing the professor really helps when applying, because when I apply, I knew my professor from through Darshina Didi. So she told me how the professor is. So it was easy for me to draft my mail. So you researching about that is also very important point.
I also have one doubt, whereas in some summer fellowships or some internships, how would you find the like the resource person or the professors?
Maybe Muralika can comment on this, because she said she connected with someone on LinkedIn and doing a research paper, right?
Sorry, I
Like,
didn't hear. Can you? It wasn't clear. Can you?
Gopika,
For some fellowship programs, like we will be knowing only the university. So which professor should we mention? Like, how will you find the people there working in these labs?
What I did was I connected with my mentor via LinkedIn. I was following him for a couple of for 2 months. This connection, actually, it was not for not a part of his university project or something. He was asking his connections, any undergraduates, master student want to work with me on a research paper. So I messaged him and I sent him my CV, and we had a short interview. After that, I was selected. I didn't have to write any research proposal or SOP for that.
Could you please share those informations with me?
Yeah, we can connect via LinkedIn. Sure.
Okay.
And
Sure.
just adding on to that, if you are
Your name is?
interested, sorry, yeah.
My name is Murlika.
Here, I mean, your LinkedIn profile is also Murlika, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try to connect.
Gopika, I think all the links are shared in the chat. Maybe Murlika, you can also like quickly paste it in the chat again. Kushi, go ahead.
No, I was just saying कि LinkedIn is one way, but it is actually subjective to जब the professor is actually putting out a vacancy. But you can also go the other way. You can go to the particular institute's profile basically and navigate to the research section. Then there are all the labs and the projects that are running, along with all the researchers and PIs that are working on those projects are already listed on the institute's website. So if you go to say NCBS for that matter, so NCBS research column, you'll find all these professors and labs who are working on certain projects. You can find your area of interest and you can actually extract out maybe their email IDs or their LinkedIn profiles to the website and then directly write to them that, okay, I read your research paper, or I read your, post on the XYZ platform and I got interested in the project. These are my skills and these are the things that I'm already doing. And this is extension to your work that I would like to propose. And that's how we can go forward. So that's also a way to go about it.
Thank
Great
you.
point.
That was good.
Last question. Sorry, I have been telling last question for a long time. But we'll take one last question from Nikita. Nikita, I think, is from previous Kalpana batch, but I think she was just excited to join us today. Nikita, please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, to allow. Ma'am, my question is that I'm getting many internships from IIT Gandhinagar and IIT Roorkee, like this. But they all are just asking for amazing score. But I feel that I in my graduation I don't have that mark. So what I can do in this field?
Any suggestions from anyone? I would say, Nikita, see, IITs and IISers are not the only good places in the country or abroad that are offering internships, right? Uh, okay, they have certain criteria, and what will happen is the criteria. See, they get a lot of applications, right? They have that marks cut off so that they can narrow down the applications quickly. They have an algorithm that will first see who are above the cutoff percentage, and they will probably just take 100 from there from like 10,000 applications. So it's just a process that helps them figure out things quickly. So instead of worrying, I don't meet that criteria and I'm not going, like, can I apply? Should I apply? Don't apply to that where that specific criteria won't, like, the algorithm will take you out. It's because that percentage is not a skill that they are talking about, that you have 70% of the skills, you still apply, right? This is a selection criteria for that matter, right? So instead of beating yourself up that I didn't have that marks, I'm not eligible, whatever, try to find other things. Research, Google, LinkedIn, Instagram, broaden your horizon instead of limiting yourself to just IITs and IISers. There are many research institutes. Reach out to professors, email them. And if you make the email specific, can explain them why you are interested in their research. How would that align? How would you contribute to their research? And how does doing research with them help you in your long-term goal? If you make these things very clear and write them a very specific email, then they will probably respond and give you some ideas on doing a research fellowship. It might not be paid, but then you have to start somewhere, right? You can't just go from here to here. Slowly you have to build up your profile. Okay? So keep trying, don't give up, is what I would suggest.
Ma'am, can I say something?
Yeah.
Like what I suggest is, don't only look for IITs and IISc and all, because even research is research, whatever the place is. It's, like I told my case, like I developed from Kalpana project, I got JNC. Before that, if I would never have believed that I would get JNC, because their cutoff was very high, 2 recommendation letters, many cutoff was high. It was beyond my expectation. But with the experience from Kalpana, I think that it matters. Whatever research experience you have matters. So it need not be from IIT or somewhere, even some whatever places you have, accessible places. Like there are many institutes, not only IIT. For Kerala, I think there are many institutes in near my place. I was suggested by Dr. Shesha first to apply to some institute where it can be accessed from your home or nearby places. So it will be easy for, there's no that much restriction, like travel restrictions, stay and all. So by that, you will get a first step. With that, you can apply to higher institute. So don't just be demotivated on the first step itself. Try to take other paths also. That's also a good choice, I think.
Thank you, Aparna.
Just few more points.
Yes, go ahead, Aparna.
So I am not really aware how internship, how you can justify your marks in internship, because I do understand, like, for higher premier institutes in India, as ma'am said, they have a mask cutter. They need to, first uh, keep out few applications so that they don't have to go through every SOP and every application. But if you're applying for a graduate program abroad, or if you're applying to anywhere where it's just, even if you have low marks and it's not a criteria to have above 8 CGPA or 9 CGPA, even if they have not mentioned, but you do have an CGPA which is around, 6 or 7 in that area, try to address it in your SOP. Don't avoid it. If you have a genuine reason about it, or if you have genuine reason around it, try and address it. Take a paragraph, explain why you have a low score. Maybe because you were having a part-time job while you were doing your undergraduate, or maybe you did not do well in a semester, or even if your report card shows that your scores dropped in one semester very poorly, and then you did well, or even if your report card says that first you had 6 CGPA, then you have increased it to 6.7, then you're 7, and now you're an 8 CGPA holder. You can always show that it's your growth. You're not stagnant. You are growing. Maybe you're still not a 9 CGPA, but you will keep on growing and keep on putting your efforts. So if you have a provision to do that in your SOP, try address it. Give it a one paragraph. Don't write too much about it. But if there is any genuine reason that you do not hold an 9 CGPA due to any reason, even if a family problems, try addressing it to a certain extent, because they will see your grade card. And when they see it, even it's not a criteria to have a 9 CGPA, try and address it, because it will help you and they will understand, because they very much understand you're a person and you cannot just do everything perfectly. You can have your limitations, but they will understand. Don't be afraid of that.
Great point, Shramana. Thank you. Because the comeback is important, right? The fact that you understood that you were not doing well and now you are trying to do better and make your profile better is important. So point that out, right? So that you are giving your full. So thank you, Shramana, for bringing that point. And thanks to all of you for complete giving your Saturday evening to Kalpana. This is, I think, honestly, one of the most inspiring sessions of this cohort. Despite the fact that there were other huge people who came, but I think for me, also this was the most inspiring session. So thanks to all of you. It was amazing to listen to all of you. I'm sure the fellows have enjoyed more. And just to point out how fellows were engaged, I did have more attendees today than many Speak Up Kalpana sessions. So it's a little more insight. So again, I think we will start doing these sessions more so we can hear points from you, because since it's been some time. With that, I would close the session and please get connected to each other. Khushi, go ahead.
Yeah, I actually was receiving a lot of DMs abhi chat pe, but I'll not be able to keep a track of these. So I'll probably drop down my email, and you can also text me on LinkedIn and we can chat over there if you have any queries.
What I'll do is I'll share your LinkedIn IDs on the WhatsApp group for this year's cohort, and then they can connect to you over there. And then because chat is moving so fast, the things are getting lost. I'll do that. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.